If you're a non-US citizen trying to open a personal US bank account without traveling to America, I'll show you two banks that actually allow remote opening for international applicants. By the end of this video, you have everything you need to open your own US personal bank account, get a US debit card, and start building your American credit history. This credit score that you're already able to build remotely will be valuable if you ever want to open one of the bigger banks in the States, like Citibank or Bank of America. Now before we start, let me be clear about what you need. You're going to need four main things: a valid ID, like your passport, an ITIN number, this is like an SSN but for non-US residents, a US phone number, and a proper VPN. Now this can sound quite complicated, but I'm gonna walk you through getting each of these step by step. Let's start with the easiest requirement. You need a valid government-issued photo ID. And here's the good news, it doesn't need to be from the United States. Your passport or national ID card will work here. I used my Dutch passport for this, so for whatever country you're from, as long as it's not expired, you're good to go. The next thing we need is an ITIN number, and this is where it gets more interesting. You can't get a social security number because that's only for US citizens and permanent residents. But an ITIN, also called Individual Taxpayer Identification Number, is specifically designed for non-residents who want access to the US financial system. And it's exactly what the banks need to verify your identity. The key thing to understand is that an ITIN doesn't create any tax obligations for you as a non-resident. It's just an identification number that lets you access US banking services. Banks also require a phone number for verification codes and security alerts. This has to be a US number, as using a foreign number is the easiest way banks will reject your application. Now let me show you how to get all of these things in order, and after that I'll show you which banks we can use to apply online. Let's get the ITIN first. This will be your personal tax number, which is going to be required for banks. Your ITIN will always start with the number 9, which is how you can tell it's different from a social security number. Now technically, you could apply for an ITIN yourself directly through the IRS, but that would require you to mail your actual passport to them, which honestly, you should never do. Instead, they recommend using a certified acceptance agent. The service I used and recommend is called the ITIN. These guys are authorized by the IRS to verify your documents without having to mail your passport anywhere. To go to the ITIN, you can go to the link in the description or type in buyhassle.com/the-ITIN. The process is then quite straightforward. You want to fill in your full name for the ITIN right here, and then you can click order now. And then from here, what you want to do is fill in all your details to complete the purchase. And then we have some additional services. If you're in a hurry, you can add expedite my ITIN, which will process it faster, but it's not required. And then for the US VPS, this is something I don't necessarily recommend. But from here you can go down and click have a promo code, and here you can fill in hassle50, which will get you $50 off your ITIN. And it then takes about 8 to 14 weeks to get your ITIN, since that is currently how long it takes the IRS to process these applications. Unfortunately, right now there's no way to speed it up. Next up, you need a US phone number for verification codes and bank communication. Now you could try services like Google Voice, but I found that some banks flag those numbers as VoIP services. So basically, you need a number that banks consider true US numbers and not virtual. So in practice, you could buy a physical US SIM card and insert it into your phone, but I found a better solution. The service I found and use is called nvo.com, and for this again, I will leave a link down below. From here, you can create an account, go to phone numbers and click order a new phone number. Then right here, we can select geographic and then select the country United States, which is all the way at the bottom right here. And then we can choose any of the states. So for example, here I'll check Florida. I can click search by area code, and now we have different area codes we can choose from, and then it's gonna list us phone numbers that are available for that code. As you can see right here, many options are available. You can order this, it's super cheap, it just costs a couple dollars. And you can also forward this to your local number, so whenever you receive SMS codes on this number, it will be automatically sent to your own number of your own country. Alternatively, I also have a website called Receive SMS. For this again, I'll leave a link below, where you can rent a valid US phone number for a monthly fee. As you can see, this is where I have it, and I've used it for a couple things. It's much easier to use, so you can choose whichever option you prefer. Now before you start applying to any banks, you need to set up a VPN. Banks track your IP address, and if you apply from your home country's IP, you'll be flagged immediately. So the VPN I recommend is NordVPN, and the very best is to get a dedicated IP service from them. This then gives you a static US IP address that is only used by you. Now the normal service of NordVPN should be good enough too, but don't use any of the free ones or sketchy ones. You don't want to mess up everything at the last part now that we are almost there. I'll leave a link in the description for NordVPN with a discount as well. Alright, now that we have our US phone number, the VPN and ITIN, we can start opening bank accounts. The main bank I recommend by far is Charles Schwab. This is often considered the gold standard for non-residents, and technically how this works is that you get access to an international brokerage account that comes with banking features. So you will be able to invest in stocks and all these kinds of things, but that is not what we need. We just need the personal checking account that comes with it. So before you do this yourself, first enable the VPN and put it to the US. If you don't do this, you can get blocked entirely or get problems throughout the setup questions. Okay, so you can simply search for Charles Schwab International, then we can click on the first link right here. And then from here we are brought to the main page. Here we can click open an account. And now it's going to show us what you need in order to open the account. The tax ID number, as you can see, a local passport, recent utility bill or any proof of address, which can be of your foreign address. This doesn't need to be a US address, employer name if applicable, and a printer or scanner to upload required documents that they ask. Okay, so from here we can go down and select the country from where we want to apply. For me that is the Netherlands, so I select Netherlands right here, and this will then bring us to the international application page. Experience the benefits of investing in the US market on Schwab. So here we want to choose the account type, which is going to be the individual international brokerage account. So let's click on that. And we can see right now that we're able to get into this. If I wasn't having a VPN here, I could run into issues. As you can see, international brokerage account. This is everything you need. As you can see, we can use a non-US residence address, digital copy of passport, an SSN only for US citizens. And basically this is all what you get, which is what we need. So from here, you can simply start this process, fill out all the questions. It's quite straightforward, should take about 10 to 15 minutes. And after they approve it, you have access to your international brokerage account as well as your local bank account. You get features like online bill pay, mobile check deposits via the app, and the ability to receive wires or local domestic transfers. And with this international account, you get a US routing number and the unique 8-digit account number. So in reality, every platform sees this as a standard US domestic bank account. The great thing about Charles Schwab is they refund all ATM fees worldwide, so you can use your debit card anywhere without having to worry about fees. Keep in mind that because this is technically a brokerage account and not a traditional bank account, your funds are protected by SIPC insurance rather than the standard FDIC insurance found at retail banks. But in practice, this doesn't really make a difference. So Charles Schwab is the bank I recommend the most. In my opinion, it's the best available option if you want to open a US personal bank account remotely as a non-citizen. If you run into any problems during the setup process, you can simply contact their support team. They are generally very helpful and can guide you through the application if something doesn't work. Because of all of this, I strongly recommend making Charles Schwab your first priority. However, if for some reason the application doesn't work or you want to have a second option, another bank that can be opened remotely is Alliant Credit Union. So from Alliant, this is how the homepage will look like, from where you can open a high rate savings and checkings account. But first let me show you what they need. On this page on membership, they show under the FAQ what identification do you need to apply for Alliant membership. You can see you either need a social security number or an ITIN and a completed W8BAN form, which we have, right? Then we need a valid form of ID. So as you can see, this can be your foreign passport. And as you can see, you need address verification. This can be your foreign address, utility bill, lease agreement, anything like that. As you can see, that is what we need. And also they show if you need credit history. As you can see, they don't conduct credit checks for checking account applications. And also if your account is insured. As you can see, the deposit accounts are federally insured up to $250,000 by the NCUA, which is right here, the National Credit Union Administration, which is a really good sign. To then open an account, you can simply click high rate checking right here. And then here we can click open now. But now as you can see, I got blocked, and that is because I'm not using a VPN. So now let me simply connect to the United States with my dedicated IP. And then when we refresh, as you can see, we are now able to access the application page and can fill in our details. In most cases where I've helped people open accounts like this, the applications were approved without major issues. And if you do run into any problems during the process, it's always a good idea to contact our customer support, as they can usually help resolve any issues with the application. Once you get approved for these accounts, it's important to start building a relationship with the bank. A good first step to make is to make an initial deposit of around $500 to $1,000 or even $2,000 if possible. This signals to the bank that you're a serious and legitimate customer, rather than someone just trying to open the account and never use it. You also shouldn't leave the account sitting at the bare minimum balance. Try to use the account regularly, but not excessively. If possible, set up small recurring deposits or occasional transactions. The key is to avoid letting the account sit inactive for months. By keeping the account active and showing normal usage, you demonstrate that you are a reliable customer, which helps build a stronger relationship with the bank over time. This will allow you to get access to a personal US checking account in your own name that you can use in the United States. This can then also be the first step toward entering the US credit system. Once you have a US bank relationship, it becomes easier to apply for US credit cards in the future. I actually made a separate dedicated video about this, where I explain how foreigners can start building US credit and potentially qualify for cards like the American Express card or the Chase Sapphire. I will leave that video linked in the description below if you want to learn more about that process. Once again, I highly recommend starting with Schwab. They are the most reliable option and have one of the best track records when it comes to working with international customers. For all the resources I mentioned in this video, I've left links in the description below. That includes the ITIN service, as well as a separate video where I explain how to get an ITIN step by step, along with the other tools and services I discussed. Let me know in the comments if this worked for you, which bank you're planning to go with, and whether you're also interested in getting into the US credit system. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.